Hello, today we're putting Jedi Knight Anakin Skywalker up against Sith Lord Darth Vader. Just a reminder, I'll be analyzing Vader and Anakin at their peaks, which for Anakin would be at episode 3, and for Vader would be around episode 4. So let's begin. One of Vader's main strengths is his ability to overpower his opponents with powerful and swift blows. His swiftness and power indicate that he's a good amount of stamina to rely on. Another telling fact is that Vader has cybernetic enhancements that make him both taller and more robust. However, Vader also suffers from these enhancements as they slow him down, which could be decisive in the field. Despite his weakness, Vader shows incredible strength and resolve to crush his enemies.
If this is a consular ship, where is the ambassador?
Unlike Vader, Anakin has to mostly rely on his body without any enhancements, except his hand. Anakin's lightsaber form made him a bit more acrobatic and agile than most Jedi, which would for sure help him out in the fight against a slower opponent like Vader. We also see him jumping from great lengths and heights, which indicates that his body is very in tune with the Force. He wasn't just agile, but he's also incredibly swift in his attacks, that only the very best could outmatch him. Overall, Vader outperforms Anakin quite the margin in terms of raw strength. However, Anakin outperforms Vader in his speed and agility. Although Vader can be decisive at times, he has shown himself to be a little clunky in comparison to Anakin's near-perfect movements. Anakin was clearly very gifted in the Force, as was said in The Phantom Menace.
Over 20,000.
Even Master Yoda doesn't have a midichlorian count that high.
No Jedi has.
Anakin was also born with the Force ability of precognition, which means he could see his opponent's movements before they can even occur. Anakin was also a strong telekinesis, as he was able to subdue the embodiment of both the dark side and the light. He was also able to step in and defeat Dooku by using the dark side of the Force, to enhance his strength and focus. Although Anakin was naturally adept with the Force, he is seen to use more physical attacks, rather than Force ability. Although having as many midichlorians as Anakin, Vader is severely damaged from his duel on Mustafar, which considerably weakens his connection to the Force. Even through this, Vader remained one of the strongest Force users of his time, even lifting an AT-AT from the ground. Similar to his younger self, Vader showed himself to be very capable of jumping from far distances. He was also quite fond of using dark side abilities such as Force Choke, and he crushes and snaps his enemies' necks quite often as well. Overall, Vader is extremely powerful in the Force, even rivaling Darth Sidious. In the end, Vader is more in tune with the Force than Anakin. Sidious even states in the Lord of the Sith novel that Vader's power is, quote, unparalleled. However, Anakin has more raw power in the Force than Vader, as Anakin still has 3 of his limbs attached, rather than just 1.
Don't try it!
Vader more or less used a mixture of a variety of forms, such as Form 5, which was Anakin's form, Form 2, which was a form suited to dueling, best for dueling, and Form 7, which was the usual Sith form, which encompassed using anger and the dark side energy to look through your enemy's weaknesses. I would like to note that he does seem to have a bit more restraint than his younger self, especially when dueling with stronger adversaries. One of Vader's tactics was overwhelming his opponents, which worked well for him when hunting down remaining Jedi. Vader's main catalog of forms relies on powerful strikes, decisive counterattacks, and a splash of lightsaber throws as well. Unlike Vader, Anakin uses one primary form instead of multiple ones. He uses Form 5 of Gem So, which uses acrobatics mixed in with a good dose of deadly counterattacks that could lead you to losing your arm. Anakin also seems to use a more speedy and swift form of combat than Vader, which could get him off guard. Like I said earlier, Anakin also taps into the dark side when he duels, which gives him more focus. Anakin uses this dark power to overwhelm Count Dooku in their duel, who was known to be one of the best duelists in the galaxy. Anyways, even though Vader is extremely skilled with the lightsaber, with his mix of Form 5, 2, and 7, Anakin is slightly more effective with his speed and unparalleled connection to the Force. Vader, however, is no lightweight, as he can and will overpower any enemy who challenge him. Overall, Vader would win around 60% of the time, while Anakin would win 40% of the time. Although Anakin may seem more powerful than Vader at face value, Vader is a lot better at gauging his strengths and knowing his weaknesses, while Anakin just rushes in for the most part. Vader simply allocates his energy a lot better than Anakin does. If you have a different verdict, feel free to share it in the comments down below. Watching, make sure to like and subscribe. Entertainment Crew out.